Dick Vermeil and Brett Favre tell Deshaun Watson to shut up and play. More on that after the bumper. What is up, everybody? It is your boy, Pigskin Pete. Happy Thursday to everybody. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button if you're new here. I do these college football videos and live streams year-round. There is no off-season for Pigskin Pete. So former NFL coach Dick Vermeil crawled out of whatever hole he's been living in for the past 20 years to comment on an NFL player contract situation dispute of sorts with Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. Brett Favre took a break from shooting copper underwear commercials to throw a fellow NFL alumni under the bus. Although these are the two most high-profile guys to come out and besmirch the good name of Mr. Watson, they're not the only ones. Just if you don't believe me, just take to Facebook or Twitter. There's thousands, if not millions, of people who agree with this mindset that they have. So what I'm going to do for you today is discredit their mindset and show you why they're both hypocrites. And people like them that think this way are hypocrites. Argument number one. Deshaun Watson is getting paid over $100 million in a contract to play a sport. He should consider himself lucky. Just close your mouth and play the game. Can somebody explain to these neck droolers why Deshaun Watson is getting paid $100 million? He has created value for himself on his rookie contract to get the $100 million contract. NFL owners and GMs are great businessmen. They're billionaires. They do not pay people hundreds of millions of dollars if they aren't worth it. Deshaun Watson's value to the Houston Texans exceeds well beyond what they're paying him. Deshaun Watson's monetary value was not created by the Houston Texans or the owner of the Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson's monetary value was created by Deshaun Watson. The next argument that I'm going to shoot down, and this is probably my favorite one out of all of them, this has got to be the most hypocritical comment in the history of all comments and related to sports contracts. Well, if you sign a contract, you need to honor the contract. You mean like the teams honor contracts? You know, every player that's cut from a team that was currently on a roster and gets cut from a team or traded away is under contract? Contracts don't mean anything. The only thing contracts do is offer a little bit of protection to the player or the organization in one way, shape, or form or the other. For instance, it gives Deshaun Watson guaranteed money whether or not they kick him off the team or not. But teams do not honor contracts. Your contract is only as good as how good you are playing on the field. They can give you a $500 million contract if they want to. If you start losing football game after football game after football game, year after year after year, they're going to kick you to the curb, contract or no contract. Well, why did he sign the contract if he didn't want to be there? Another stupid question. Again, you sign the contract for leverage. You sign the contract for life-changing money. That does not mean that you are married to that organization for the next 4 years or whatever the length of the contract is. Professional sports has to be the only job in this country, whether you're an employee or an independent contractor, which is what basically football players are. They're independent contractors. They're not employees of the team they play for, where they're expected to sign a contract and work for an organization and earn money for an organization, even when they're not happy being there. What happens when you take a job, whether it's a contracted job or otherwise, when you take a job and you don't like the way that the company is being run? You quit and you go to a better opportunity. This is common sense, folks. The bottom line here is that Deshaun Watson is more valuable to the Houston Texans than the Houston Texans are to Deshaun Watson. How do I know that? Because there's at least 8 other NFL franchises that are willing to mortgage their future to get him in their building and continue paying him the current contract that he is under with the Houston Texans. Now, Brett Favre coming out against Watson, Brett Favre being a former quarterback himself and Deshaun Watson being a current quarterback, a little bit surprising to me, but I mean, Brett Favre's not the sharpest tool in the shed, if you know what I mean. And for him to talk about having money and basically just shut up and play, they're paying you a lot of money to play, just suck it up, is funny to me. Brett Favre was a great football player. As a matter of fact, when I was growing up, he was one of my favorite, if not my favorite football players to watch. He was extremely exciting. Great football player, not a very good person though. How many people have you heard, former players that played with Brett Favre for those 20 years that he played for Green Bay, said good things about him? He's not a likable guy. He was an asshole. And despite making $100 million or in excess of $100 million in the NFL, Brett Favre still to this day sells his soul for every single dollar that they are willing to pay him, whether he's hawking face razors or copper underpants. So his credibility, according to me, is immediately out the window in the first place. Now Dick Vermeil, on the other hand, this one is interesting to me for a couple of reasons. First thing he does is he calls Deshaun Watson's character into question. He says, all that talk about, him having such high character coming out of college, that's all going away now. I would like to know how much money Dick Vermeil gave away in his coaching career. How many charities did he support? How many lunch ladies at the organization did he build a house for because their house got flooded? Not wanting to play for a football organization because they are single-handedly ruining your career has nothing to do with character. I got a question for you, old Dickie Vermeil. Where were you when Eli Manning got drafted by the San Diego Chargers and refused to go play for them? Did you call his character into question then, Dickie V? That's mighty white of you. And the thing that makes Dick Vermeil the biggest hypocrite out of all these people is that Dick Vermeil was never a National Football League football player. He was only a National Football League head coach, which means that Dick Vermeil never had to get drafted by a team whether he wanted to go to that place or not. Dick Vermeil got to pick and choose every job that he had in the NFL. Now, obviously, I'm going on this rant because I'm a huge Deshaun Watson fan, but this goes for all the other professional athletes out there, too, who get screwed over day in and day out by the billionaire owners. These owners pull down their pants, piss in these players' face and tell them it's rain. And when these guys stand up for themselves, they're called greedy or their character gets called into question. Well, I'm here to tell you, I don't feel the least bit sorry for these asshole billionaires that own these teams. Pigskin Pete's checking out.